The strange neighbor. As soon as Emily moved into her new apartment, she noticed something odd about her neighbor. Mr. Jenkins was his name, and he kept to himself, rarely leaving his apartment. But it was the strange noises that came from his unit that really caught her attention. At first, it sounded like he was moving furniture around, but then she heard strange whispers and creaks. One night, she even heard what sounded like a loud argument, but when she went to investigate, the hallway was empty. Despite her curiosity, Emily tried to mind her own business, but the strange noises continued, and she started to feel like she was living in a horror movie. One evening, she saw Mr. Jenkins in the hallway, and he looked different. His eyes seemed sunken, and his skin was pale. He didn't acknowledge her, just kept staring at the floor. Emily's imagination ran wild. Was he a ghost? A vampire? She tried to brush it off, but the strange occurrences continued. She started to notice strange symbols etched into the walls, and the air in the hallway seemed to grow colder. She heard footsteps outside her apartment at night, and the whispers grew louder. Desperate for answers, Emily turned to her friends, but they were skeptical. They told her she was just stressed from the move, but she knew what she heard. One night, she decided to confront Mr. Jenkins. She knocked on his door, and when he answered, she saw something that made her blood run cold. His eyes were black as coal, and his skin was deathly pale. He smiled, and his voice was low and menacing. "Welcome to my home," he said. Emily tried to run, but her feet felt heavy. Mr. Jenkins reached out and touched her face, and everything went black. When she woke up, she was in her own bed, but something was different. The strange noises had stopped, and the symbols were gone. Mr. Jenkins was nowhere to be found. As she packed her bags to move out, Emily realized that she had stumbled into something sinister. She didn't know what Mr. Jenkins was, but she knew she didn't want to find out. The strange neighbor was just the beginning of Emily's journey into the unknown. She would encounter more strange occurrences in her life, but she would never forget the terror she felt in that apartment.